So, Chelsea, your website is absolutely amazing.
Thanks. I am so glad that I made it. I've been able to reference it like the last couple of weeks. It's been great. I heard you made a website.
I did. I was inspired by yours and I decided to make my website as well, just because it's a nice way to have all of the materials in one spot. And it made me realize when I saw your website that with people's busy working schedules and just trouble setting up a time and forgetting about the Zoom calls, it's nice to have a go-to place with resources because sometimes attachments on emails can get overwhelming. So
It
I was
looks
really,
awesome.
thank you. I loved making it. It made me feel like I was learning a new skill, and I'm going to keep this for even when we go back to school because I just love it so much, and I love that it's so clear what we work on.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly, when I was making it, I was seeing kind of how I would use it in the future as well. And I think it'd be a really great thing to give to parents, like at admit arts or when
Hmm.
they're new clients. I think it's a really awesome tool.
Yeah, I separated my tabs based off of ages. So people who have children with multiple kids in the family who are in speech, who have different ages, I made this tab for them because it's kind of an activity that can be done. And if there's a lot of children who have speech and they want to do an activity that would benefit everybody, I have a nice, simple story, but that I kind of put some more complex questions for older students that require more inferencing and complex sentences. And so that way families didn't feel overwhelmed about doing different activities for different children.
I love that.
And then I have my pre-K and kinder that I've been changing weekly. Um, I wanted to keep it where if they were looking at it on their phone, that they didn't have to scroll a lot and that it would fit on a phone screen. So I haven't necessarily been adding to it. I've just been changing the activities out. Um, so I have different activities. So this one is just, I have like Arctic and language in one spot for pre-K kinder. These are activities that we already did during our session, so I was hoping the students would already know the songs and they would already know the routines. My first and second graders were also separated into activities. I picked words that they had already been working on before. I try to change this picture out so that they can practice the words and change the story out so that they're retelling different stories. I keep the story at least a few weeks though, just because they get better at it every time they retell it and the more familiar they get with it. And then the third and fourth grade, I have them during therapy normally sing the story grammar rap. And so I recorded myself singing that and having the visuals from the story grammar rap that you can find on the bilinguistics website as a part of the literacy based intervention book.
That's
And I really like it's a fun song. I think kids really like the songs and the kinds of activities that they're familiar with already. Then I have an articulation sheet that I was specifically working on with my third and fourth graders. So even though I don't have their specific names on it, I picked the sounds that they're working on, which tend to be the R sound. So I have that up. I send this website out by text, by email, and it's just, yeah, it's been really nice I love that you gave me that idea to make a website because I think it's going to be really helpful for parents just to know what we even do. Sometimes it's just confusing what we work on.
I think it's really cool that you're doing what you already were doing in speech. So it'll be familiar for the students, and I just think that's really, really awesome.
Thanks.
And I love that you thought about like accessibility as well. That's a really good tip that I am going to be using.
Ooh, nice. That can help.
So I wanted to show you my website. I organized it a little bit differently. Let's see. Here. I'll bring you back up. So I organized it by domain. I love the idea of organizing it by grade level. That's a really awesome idea, in changing them up. I am starting to think like maybe I should add a tab for that as well, for like maybe changing it up weekly. What I've been doing for that is I have here at the bottom, I have like read aloud videos that I've done, or activities that I've done, pre-recorded videos I have here at the bottom. And I have my office hours here, which honestly, I haven't had the best of luck with families coming to office hours, but I completely understand just the busyness, and it's really hard to keep up with all of this. So I'm really thankful to have the website so that parents can reference activities and then, you know, all this information whenever they have a chance. So I did organize it, like I said, by domain, and I have them all up here. These are all the different areas that I was working on with different students. And the way I did it was I had a little paragraph here just saying, hey, please practice your child sounds 5 to 10 minutes. And then I have activities that I was able to find around the internet, and but I have a little description here to say, you know, what the activity is working on. So I've got multisyllabic word activities. I have a calendar of activities for practicing articulation. If I have a lot of young kids that are working on just consonant vowel syllable structure, constant vowel. So I've got that here as well. Word lists. So I just kind of use this as, it's honestly my own resource bank, and that I wanted to share with parents. And so I've been referencing it as well for parents and for families that are unable to access the internet or unable to access reliably. And so I will come here and then pick an activity for the students that week and then mail it out.
Chelsea, this is amazing. It's so comprehensive. There's so much there. And I wonder, does that help you stay organized too for planning your telesessions because it's already in one spot?
Yeah, definitely. I before just had everything on a flash drive and in different folders, and it was just really disorganized. And so this gave me an opportunity to just synthesize all of my resources, put them all together into one easy to locate spot. So it's been really helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've got, you know, expressive language, receptive language, pragmatic language, AAC, and then I have additional resources here in this tab that has some links to some websites with books, that like Epic books, and then just some other resources that I use here in this tab. So yeah, it's been really, really helpful for me to have, and I'm hopeful that it's been helpful for my families as well.
That's so great. I think the reason that my website doesn't have as many resources, I don't have as much like teachers pay teachers kind of things, and you have a lot. I think that that's awesome. I think that if you are looking for a lot of resources, there are a bunch of resources, free SLP resources, if you go to the bilinguistics page. And there's basically lists of parent resources. There's books, there's ideas, blog posts have lots of ideas as well. So if you're looking to beef up your online resource bank, go ahead and check out this website where you can find 4 SLPs, free SLP resources, and there's everything you can find here. This is a wonderful bank to start your own bank. So I hope that's helpful for everyone.
Yeah, I think really there's so many resources out there, and sometimes it can, I mean, I know for me, like it feels overwhelming to think like there are all these things out there, but I'm not using any of them, or it's just going to take a lot of time to sit and sift through everything. But this website really gave me the opportunity to do that and to go through my own files, things that I've created, things that I know work for the kids. Like I've got WH question visuals that I know that I've been working on with a lot of my kids. I was able to put that on the website It's just a really great, easy way to get it all into one space.
That's amazing. And these are all Google sites. So if you go to your Google account, your Google Suite, and then you click account, you'll see all of the different applications. And what you'll do is you'll click sites. And it's a super user-friendly platform to make your own website. I couldn't believe that I knew how to do it because I'm not like techie at all. So it was amazing that I could figure out how to make my own site that way.
Yeah, I agree. Once I figured out kind of how to share things, share the links so that parents could access it, it was really easy, and it was actually kind of fun to go
Mm-hmm.
through and spend that time doing that.
Mm-hmm. It's very creative and it's great. Feel good about it.
Well, I love your website.
I
And
love yours too. Thanks for giving me the idea. I wouldn't have just done that on my own.
I love your ideas of the way that you organized your website. I think either way that you organize it, you kind of know what will be easiest for your families. I think that's important, figuring out what's going to be easiest for your families, figuring out what is a good resource for you. But I love the way that you organized it.
Cool. Thanks. So tired. This is making me laugh. Oh no. Okay. So sorry.